Hey everybody, I'm Ryan Thogmartin, CEO of Disrupt Media. Thank you for taking the journey with us. In 2017 with Funeral Hustle, we produced 16 different episodes of Funeral Hustle this year. That took us international, it took us cross country. We took over 25 one-way flights this year for speaking engagements, meeting with clients. We even had a 24-hour trip from the same day from Columbus, Ohio to Charleston, South Carolina to Chicago and back. A less than 24-hour trip from Ohio to Washington State and back. So just an extremely busy year. It was fantastic, but we've put together kind of a mashup, the best of Funeral Hustle 2017. We went through every episode and pulled out bits and pieces that were fun, were impactful. There's a theme across all of these episodes when you look at just the conversations that happen around social media, around the presentations that I give. Social media is on the radar of every funeral home. If it's not, then that funeral home is struggling. It being on the radar means that funeral homes are battling with, are they able to do it themselves or do they need to hire a partner? Absolutely a partner that knows what's going on is the best case scenario. So we show you a lot of demographics. We talk about a lot of analytics. So just appreciate you. Merry Christmas to everyone, but thank you for following along this journey in 2017. So watch this mashup and we look for even bigger and better in 2018. Thank you. We're going to meet a potential client. It is 6:50 a.m. Have some coffee, quick meeting. Presentation coming up around 9 this morning. Hey, what's up? We're on a flight headed back to Phoenix again for the Homesteaders National Sales Meeting. Give a presentation about our partnership with Homesteaders and what that means to funeral homes. So Tiso is not with me, so I'm kind of doing the camera on my own. So yeah. Partnership, so you can understand a little bit more about us. Being the creative group that we are, we didn't feel like it was appropriate to do. I'm at the Foresight Companies with the funeral commander, and yes, he does work. Again, a quick 24-hour trip in and out of a city, a lot of hustle, a lot of work, a lot of talking, a lot of engaging, just brand building, and really progressing that conversation of social media, the funeral home. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's early. It's 6 o'clock. My time is my greatest asset, and I have a hard time giving that up. So even and things have changed from the way that you used to do things. I mean, we live completely different lives as humans than we market currently in our businesses, especially on the funeral home level. This is a rule that you never pull up to a funeral home with a dirty car. Spend $475 and reach thousands of people and then actually put a dollar amount value on that.
And why don't we just step backwards for a minute, and before things get so big where we can never change the business, let's get to the root of what we are excited to, why do we live? What is our purpose? What's the reason we actually jump out of bed, do the things we do?
Stem from man's inability
to... Awesome, so we just got to the venue here in Chicago. Flew in from Ohio this morning, going to speak for an hour. We have a quick lunch with a past business partner, and it's back to Ohio this evening, so in and out. So if you're an early adopter, and in the funeral profession now as an early adopter, in the grand scheme of things, you're late to the game, but we're getting there. Big corporations and big business that have lost because they didn't adjust. Taxi companies should have invented Uber, not Uber. Hilton should have invented Airbnb. Right? If you're not trying to put yourself out of business every day, you're doing something wrong. This is kind of the shift from radio to television.
You're in touch for the future. It's behind me, but I think it's great.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Great presentation. We're back at the airport, so we've been in Chicago now for 4 hours, and we get back on the plane, go back to Ohio. So that's what it's like to come to Chicago for a 1 hour meeting and then pivot and head back to Ohio. So good day, quick in and out, back before dinner, and on to tomorrow. Okay, day 2, just got to the York casket facility, which is obviously a Roar Matthews facility. So we're going to do a couple hour jam session with their team, some people from the marketing team as well as their sales team. So it should be pretty good. We got in late last night.
Good morning. We have the great pleasure, and I want to thank Ryan and Josh for taking time to be able to come here and really challenge your thought processes on the way that we can help funeral homes be able to grow their market share, reach their customer and that ever-changing consumer on the way that they view funeral industry today.
On average, the cost to reach 1,000 people through newspaper, the national average is about $32 to reach 1,000 people. Through Facebook, we can reach 1,000 people for about 25 cents. So the cost of reaching a consumer is much, much less on social currently than what's overpriced in traditional media. So business, and we're able to do that. So why Facebook for funeral homes? First, 79% of all internet users in the United States log into Facebook. Almost 80% of anyone that has internet access in the United States is logging into Facebook. 69% of all consumers in the United States use Facebook on a daily basis. Yeah, so we help cemeteries, funeral homes, and vendors create a social media presence and manage that presence with the ultimate goal of driving leads. So if the content that's being created on the page is valuable, it gets good engagement, reaches people. You know, this post here reached 2,300 people. The idea is that we get the engagement, and then we're running Facebook ads that drive them to landing pages like this. Until next time, keep disrupting. So we are in Jacksonville, Florida today, which is Monday. Tomorrow morning for a little bit, and then we are headed back to Ohio for the Ohio Funeral Directors Convention and a presentation there on Wednesday. So busy week. It's been, one client we just got at the end of last year was 18 months. I mean, 18 months of phone calls and answering questions, just a lot of time invested, but we're at the point now where we're growing pretty quickly, and yeah, no one's making a consumer click on your content. No one's making a consumer like your page. No one's making them engage and ask a question or comment on something. It's 100% voluntary, and they're doing it because they want more information and they want a relationship. Hey, welcome back to another Funeral Hustle. If you're not driving leads through social media, then you're doing it wrong. Plain and simple. If all you're doing is automating your obituaries, and every 5 obituaries and you throw up a post that links back to the pre-need form on your website, no one's going to click on that and go to your website and fill out your pre-need form. You don't get to decide what's dignified and what's not. The consumer is going to make that call. If the consumer engages with it and it's overwhelmingly positive, the consumer decides what is dignified. The market is the market, and the market always wins. Austin, you are a beautiful city with a lot to offer. This is an absolutely awesome place for a conference, for meetings, for business. There's so much going on, so much to see, but we're out. We're gonna head to the airport, fly to Ohio. Tomorrow morning, we drive to Indiana. We have dinner tomorrow night, and then speak for 2 hours at the Indiana Funeral Directors Convention. So Austin, we love you, we're out. Attention is the metric, attention is the game. having the attention is where you're gonna win the business. It's what you do with that attention though that matters and is the barometer of how you get that business. The eyeballs are what you need, attention is the game. The quicker that you realize that you're a media company first and funeral home second, the more chance you're gonna have to succeed in the next 10 to 15 years. Hey everybody, so this week's this episode of Funeral Hustle, I want to kind of set the stage for you. So I haven't been traveling this week, and for the next 2 weeks, I'm actually going to be in the office, just working on the business, operational. There's times where we just block off the schedule for any travel to be internal, to have meetings. So you're going to get a glimpse into what the hustle's like when I am not on the road. The brand loyalty, we're very, very brand loyal. Like, think about the way that you shop as a consumer. Like, there's certain brands that you're gonna buy just because you like that brand, you like what they stand for, you like the mission, you like they give back to this organization. Like, we connect with a story, and if we can position that client with a story that's valuable and entertains, then that forges deeper connections in the community.
Hey, very nice to see you.
Thogmartin.
Thank you. Welcome to Charleston.
Now, here's why you're so important to that. Is because social media is about people sharing their lives.
You know, somebody's getting a picture, and we'll have an action plan for you. And it's, if you're volunteering here, here's what we need to get from you to make social media valuable for that event. Your staff has to be equally as involved as well, because just like you have relationships and people want to meet with you, there's people that they have relationships with that want to meet with them, and then it doesn't become all about you. We have clients spending tens of thousands of dollars every single year creating production and commercials when they don't watch commercials themselves. Here we are, we made it to Des Moines, Iowa. And so what I've talked about out of that survey, we just put out a video this morning where I talk about the one statistic NFD that is out there that no one talks about, and it's 82% of consumers shop the one funeral home. So if you are the first funeral home to the party, right, that person is in your ecosystem and you provide value, there's an 82% chance that you win that call. Right. Video is the driver of the most engagement. Funeral directors, are you going to be attending the New Jersey State Funeral Directors Association Convention September 26th through 28th in Atlantic City? If so, make sure you stop by, visit us at booth 500 at the Disrupt Media booth. We have a brand new booth display for you to check out, and I'll also be presenting on. We are disrupting your Facebook page for your funeral home.
Is that a good thing?
That's a good thing.
Talk to me.
Whether you like Facebook or not personally, doesn't matter. Your business, to be valuable and to be able to grow and sustain, is going to have to be engaged on Facebook on a daily basis with your community. So don't be skeptical about a platform that you've never deployed a single dollar on. Seize the opportunity. Don't wait any longer. If you do, it's just going to cost you more money in the long run. Somebody else in your town is going to win that audience, and you're going to be playing catch up. Should be good. Make it a good show, should get traffic, say hi to clients. A lot of people are gonna know who Disrupt is, so we know exactly who's looking at the page, where they're coming from, how many times a day they're coming, analyze we know exactly who's looking at the page, where they're coming from, how many times a day they're coming, analyze everything to really look at the demographics that are engaging. Right. All the funeral directors in the United States are your customers, right? Same as us.
Basically, correct.
So basically we take what we've done and duplicate it with you. We're really good at it.
You can't just hire Ryan and then do autopilot.
Right.
That's what the other guys do.
Right. Sure.
You must be involved.
So we were nervous, and they had a great idea at Disrupt for Pi Day.
But whatever we did yesterday worked. Let's crush today. Today, traffic-wise, who knows what it's going to be. Could be a little slower, could be a little busier. All right, let's rock and roll.
And social media is awesome because it allows funeral directors and funeral homes to connect with their community in ways that they have never been able to connect before on the consumer's time.
Give it up for Disrupt Media, baby! What does the consumer want and need? You know, we can think they want certain things all day long, but if we're not providing what's valuable, you're not going to get the engagement and the upside of, regardless of the marketing medium that you choose, is not going to be valuable if they don't care about it. So,
hands down, best NFDA convention that we've had. It's really exciting to see the conversation about social media evolve. Thank you to everybody that came by. Thank you to NFDA and the city of Boston.
Super excited to head to Ontario, Canada. We're going to head up there and do, there's a seminar that's being put on by Funeral Plans Canada. The problem is death care companies have not. And we want to stay the same, and we want to do the same things that we've always done, and we do deaths, so you know the consumer can't go anywhere else. They have to come to us. The difference is that there's a lot more competition now that they can go to, and they're not just coming to your firm like they used to. We're very romantic about what used to work. We don't fully understand Facebook all that well, so we kind of keep it on the back burner, and that's just for kids, and it's really not. You're gonna have to start, one, analyze the content that you're creating. Two, you're gonna have to run Facebook ads to get more eyeballs, period. The next time I see you, we'll probably be at the airport headed home to wrap up this 24-hour excursion to speak internationally in this country up north, Canada, hey?